Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of the Stealth Project. So over the last couple days I've been letting the parts we sprayed dry, set up really good. The weather's been great, it's been 60s and 70s degrees, so they've been set up really good. So the hatch is all done, the rearview mirrors are done, the random parts like the door handles and stuff like that we missed, those are all completed. So now what we're going to do is we're start a little bit of reassembly here. First thing I want to do is I want to start on the doors. I want to get the glass put back in the doors. I want to get the door handle mechanisms all working. The exterior ones I won't be putting on yet, the outside door handles. I'm waiting on some gaskets to come in. As soon as they get in, we'll go ahead and slap them on. But in the meantime, we can get the rest of the door assembly put back together. So all the wiring, the window tracks, getting the windows motors back in, glass, stuff like that. So that would be another step in getting us to the point so we can secure the car so I don't have to keep it covered up outside anymore. As for the rear hatch, the only thing I'm waiting on right now is the primer to reattach the glass. When you install glass, there's a special primer that you put on both the metal and the windshield, and it helps with adhesion. So I'm waiting on that to come in. It should be in the next day or so. Once that's in, we'll go ahead and we'll get the hatch installed. Once it's installed on the car, then we'll go ahead and put the glass on. I don't want to try to do the glass as it is here. It's just going to be too complicated. The stand's a little bit flimsy. I don't want to take any chances. It'll be much easier to just do it while it's on the car. We can just install the glass and let it dry in place, not have to mess with it. So once that comes in, we'll go ahead and knock that out. But in the meantime, we've got other panels I need to take care of. The top roof panel that's right behind the glass top, I need to get that installed. I got all the clips come in from Cherry Hill Mitsubishi for those, so I can go ahead and take care of that. We can go ahead and get the rear view mirrors or the side mirrors reassembled. Since they're all dry and set up now, we can go ahead and put the motor assemblies back in, get the glass back in there and everything like that. So lots of little bits and pieces here and there, trim pieces, stuff like that we're going to be taking care of, plus the doors, which I'm going to be working on. So we'll go ahead and get started on that, and I'll check back with you guys here shortly. So we get the inside of the doors all together. The glass is all in, the motors are all in, the rails are all in, but we're not done yet. Now that we got the glass and everything in, we need to make all the adjustments to make sure that the windows go up and down properly like they're supposed to. So what I've gone and done is I've printed out the adjustment procedure from the manual, got my digital caliper set here, and we're going to go through and measure everything out, get it all adjusted, make sure the windows are going up and down as they're supposed to. I still don't have complete power on the car, but what I'm using is a jump pack to apply power to the motor to raise it up and down. So that'll give us the functionality we need to make all the adjustments. So it should take about 5–10 minutes per side to get everything knocked out, get it all adjusted, make sure everything's running smooth. So as you can see, we've gone ahead and pushed the car back into the garage now. It's going to be a little easier moving things back in here to try to knock out a bunch of stuff, because the problem is around here with it getting dark at 5:30 at night, I can't do too much stuff on the car outside because I got to get it covered back up and everything. So for the meantime, we're just going to put it, I just decided just to go ahead and move it back into the garage so we can knock out a bunch of stuff. But as for the windows and everything we've got completed, both sides properly adjusted and everything. So they're on there all good now. Got nothing to worry about with that. Also went ahead and dropped the rear hatch in. Basically just lifting it up and dropping it in place. The way the sun was outside, I couldn't get a good angle with the camera to get a shot of it. So we just didn't worry about recording it. But I mean, just four studs, line it up, drop it in place. Again, tape around the corners to make sure we don't nick any of the paint. So got it in place, got it bolted down. Do need to go ahead and realign it again. For some reason, every time I lock the bolt, I'll get it in place, get it positioned properly and aligned properly, the gaps. And as I lock the bolts down, it'll move on me. So I've even gone and put spacers in there and lock everything down, come back out, and it's gone ahead and moved again. So I got to figure out what's going on with that. It may just be because we don't have any glass in here. There's not a lot of reinforcement for the frame, so as we bolt it down, it may just be twisting the frame out a little bit, which is something I'm going to have to consider. So I'm going to take some measurements on it and see if it's actually shifting out of square or whatnot, or however you want to call it. Basically, I'm just going to take some measurement points and see. But if that's the case, then all I really need to do is just loosen the hinges up. When I go to put the glass in, let the glass cure and everything, and then go ahead and lock it back down. So for the meantime, I'm going to work on getting the rearview mirrors knocked out. Like I talked about before earlier, there are a few runs on them just because the way I painted them that I'll need to go ahead and sand out. Shouldn't be too big of a deal on those. I've had worse. I've had to sand out this top piece up here, had a really bad run in it. I was able to sand it out smooth. So, but I'm gonna go ahead and knock out the mirrors right now, and then I'll go ahead and get them mounted up. And then we'll probably work on trying to get as much as the interior stuff out of the way as I can, because I need to get a lot of this stuff out of the attic soon, because we've got a bunch of stuff that needs to go up in there. So back with you guys soon. So mirrors are all finished up, got them mounted up on the car, and now I'm going to work my attention to this big pile of parts here sitting on the table. For the most part, this is all the stuff that I can get installed on the inside of the car. Finishing off the dash, center console, stuff like that. The seats won't go in just yet. They'll probably go in next week. I'm waiting to pick them up from a friend of mine. So once I get those picked up, then I'll go ahead and get those installed. But in the meantime, I'm going to go ahead and knock out all these parts here. A lot of this stuff needs to get cleaned first because it's been either sitting up in the attic or it was just dirty before, just from sitting in the car for 20 some odd years. So I'm going to go ahead and work on this. I'll keep some footage rolling, seeing everything come together. as you can see, we got the glass installed last night. It's been about 18 hours now since we got it in. It's fairly well set up that I can go ahead and do what I need to do on the rest of the car without having interfering anything. Basically, once we got the glass in last night, we left the car be, let it sit. It was about 6 o'clock or something last night by the time we got done with the glass and getting it all installed. And at that point, I'd been out here working for 7 hours or so, so I was about ready to call it a night and get me some dinner. So, so we're all set with this here. So right now I'm going to go ahead and knock out the rest of the interior stuff from all the parts I've got sitting on the table over there, and then we can go ahead and work on getting the rest of the hardware installed for the hatch and stuff like that, because there's still a lot of pieces. As for the trim pieces around the window, I'm still going to leave that alone. I probably won't mess with that until tomorrow or the next day, just to give it enough time. I don't want the window moving at all or anything like that. So I'm going to go ahead and get the camera set back up on the inside, and we'll finish getting the rest of the interior put in. So I'm taking a break from the interior here because in the mail today I got the gaskets I was needing to finish up the door handles. So I can finally get the outside door handles on and complete the doors, getting in and out and stuff like that. So a friend of mine actually hooked me up with these. His name's Josh from Sugah. He runs 3000 Stealth Supply. I'll put a link up in the description or up here. But yeah, if you need any used parts or anything like that, he's got tons and tons of cars. You can get parts from him real easily. He's great to work with. So yeah, look him up if you need anything. So in the meantime, I'm going to get these door handles finished up. I need to get the locking mechanisms and everything back in place, get the gaskets on, and the rod adapter on here, and then I'll go ahead and get them mounted up and finish off the exterior of the doors to make it completely secure. And then from there, I'll go ahead and finish off what's left of the interior. So back in a minute. So one of the common problems I see, besides the vinyl peeling off of these door panels, is these lower carpet cover pieces. What happens is when these hooks go in here, they'll tear up this fiberboard or cardboard or whatever we want to call it, just because of the way they're designed. I do find it funny that for these clips here, they metal reinforce it, but for this area here, it doesn't. They never reinforced any of it. So eventually, over time, as you pull these things on and off or whatever, they get caught on something, it'll pull it right out. It'll tear all this cardboard out. This is the passenger side one. This one here is good. But the driver's side panel that I have is torn all the way open, so these won't even clip in anymore. So what I've done is I've taken just a piece of just leftover steel, cut it out to go here, and what we'll do is we'll epoxy this in, and what that'll do is that'll give us a reinforcement plate for this fiberboard. So when these hook pieces here or whatever go in there, they'll actually hook onto the metal part instead of the cardboard part, just like the reinforcement clips here. And basically to hold these on, what I'm going to use here, because I can't really clamp this without deforming or messing up the body panel, so I'll just stick a magnet on the back side here, And now we have a magnetic holder that will hold this in place for the epoxy to dry. So I'm gonna go ahead and get some epoxy mixed up. I'm gonna get both these door panels epoxied in, these metal reinforcement pieces epoxied in, and let them dry. And then once they're all set up, I can go ahead and get these door panels finally installed, because I've gotten all the hardware and everything moved over from the older panels. Hey everybody, so I just wanted to come in and do a quick update. I've been working a little bit here and there on the car, trying to get a lot of the interior pieces, just little stuff knocked out. It's been raining the last 3 days, so I really haven't been able to move onto the hood like I needed to, because I want to push the car outside, but the weather's been so crappy I haven't been able to deal with it. So I've just been continuing to knock out all the little stuff on the car as I can, whatever little parts I have, whatever can go on that's not going to inhibit me from doing anything else, mainly stuff like the side skirts, because interior panels need to be out for me to install the side skirts, because there are bolts that actually go on to hold them on. So, but for the most part, the dashboard assemblies, the door panels and all that stuff is all done. And I've started working a little bit on knocking out some of the extra stuff on the engine bay, like the intercooler piping, making sure everything's plugged in and set up properly. So I'm gonna go ahead and do a quick walkthrough with that and show you where we're at right now. So as for the interior, you can see we got the door panels all installed. Everything's fitting up nicely. All the dash assembly has all been completed. Gauges are all working properly. Stereo head unit's been installed. The Renegade TechWorks new control panel cover that I created is in here. So this controls our ECS struts for all 4 corners. We got 3 separate modes here. So you got soft, medium, and hard. There's also one more click. We'll go into a self-test mode. So as you can see here up on the dash, as we move through, it also shows you up on the dash. So we've got hard, medium, and soft. I usually keep it medium mode when I'm driving around. So we've also got the Black Stealth LCD controller built into the gauge cluster here. It's trying to connect right now, but it's not hooked up to the ODB2 just yet. But we can scroll through everything, and since it's not hooked up, it's not going to show anything right now. So for here, so I've replaced the original cup holder I had with the new unit here, because I need something to mount both my knobs. One knob controls the Black Stealth LCD, the other knob controls the subwoofer gain output for the amp in the stereo system. And basically this is just a cubby holder here. It replaces the stock ashtray. I 3D printed this up. And over here I've swapped out the cigarette lighter for just a standard 12-volt plug with a cover on it. And then up ahead here in front of the stereo unit, I've got a blank plate here that I 3D printed, and then I added in, this is a USB plug for 2.1 amp and 1 amp for like my phone and stuff like that. It's got a nice soft cover. I really liked those because it really updated the look in the car. So, and of course the Diamante AC controller, which I swapped out also. That's a custom conversion harness and everything, custom molded in. So, and then of course the driver's side door panel is all completed also. Everything's all installed on it. Glove box is all in. All the under panels are in place as they need to be. Should be picking up the seats the next day or so, and I'll be swapping those in. And then I've got the door sash plates from Skillard that I need to drop in also. So I've been holding off on those because I don't want to scratch them and ding them all up while I was getting everything installed in here. So let's go ahead and move over to the engine bay now. So over here in the engine bay, we've gotten the intercooler piping for the most part all installed. I went ahead and did a quick little light polish on it just to clean it all up. Engine bay is extremely dusty, which I expected. I haven't been really doing a very good job of keeping it covered, and so it's been getting its fair share. But really not too much work in here besides the intercooler pipes, which are, already on the car, so I know how to put them on and how to get them to fit back on. The only item I did add here that I meant to do earlier was this cover plate here, which I'm hoping will show up on camera. Right here, basically these clear timing belt covers are fit horribly. There's probably about a 1/4 inch to 1/2 inch gap between them, and the back mounting point broke. So in order to cover that up, I basically just took a piece of aluminum stock here, bent it into place, bolted onto the lower timing cover, and that really clears up the transition there for that massive gap between the two. Yeah, these covers don't fit at all. Most of the mounting tabs at the bottom aren't in place like they're supposed to be. So then over on this side, you can see I've taken my old CX Racing MAF pipes, added 90 degrees onto them, added some K&N cone filters in. They feel a little wonky, but I think they'll do just fine. I mean, they're sitting in there really good. This one here, I just need to move back down into place a little better there. So here we go. The main pipe itself coming off that will go down, that's what I'm sort of waiting on right now. Since I am moving over to a MAF T, I'm waiting on a special reducer to come in, or not a reducer, a special coupler to come in. Basically, it's a silicone T coupler. So what my intention is that the main pipe that comes up here, I'll put the T coupler in there, and I'll be able to tee off with the blow-off valve. Because if not, the section of the pipe that I'm going to be cutting off to put in the GM MAF in is where the blow-off valve normally goes on the CX Racing kit. And there's no really good TIG welding shops around here that I trust to do a really good professional job on it. So when I remove that, I'm going to need a spot for the blow-off valve to go, and it looks like the only option I had was the silicone T coupler, which should be in, I think, tomorrow or the next day. So once I get in there, my blow-off valve will be pretty much down in this area here. I've already measured out, there's plenty of room down here for it. So I'll get that situated in, and then I can cut the pipe, get the GM MAF in there, and then I can finish off the piping and the vacuum hosing and everything like that. That should be the last of it for the engine. I don't think I have anything left. Oh, I am waiting for new sending units for the radiator. It seems that either one or both of my temp switches inside my radiator, inside the lower portion of the radiator, because this is a first gen, have both gone out. Because the second I turn the key on, the high fan comes on. So I need to swap those sending units out. They're original. I haven't swapped them out, so they're originally from 92, I believe, is what that radiator originally came out of. I've just been swapping back and forth. So yeah, it's definitely due for them. So that was a little bit of a shock because it worked just fine prior, and then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, put everything back together and they started coming on. So currently I just got them unplugged, and once those come in from Rock Auto, I'll get this situated in, and hopefully that fixes the problem. So, and then once we get the rest of the piping and everything in place, I get to do the first fire up, and fingers crossed that there's nothing wrong with the wiring reduction and all that stuff. That's going to cause the engine not to fire up. So there hasn't been too much work done to the engine electronically wise. The GM MAF will probably be the biggest thing, and the MAF T. So we'll need to go in and do some play around the tune a little bit in the Chrome ECU, specifically dump out the injector tuning and the V MAF smoothing table that I currently have in there. So in the meantime, I've gone ahead and dragged the hood in here. Basically, this was to just start getting it prepped. I've gone in and removed all the stickers that are on here. You can see this hood was was originally green. So to get this thing prepped up, to get it start sanded down, it's been sitting outside, so it was a little dirty and muddy, so I wanted to get it cleaned up a little bit before I got it in here. But for right now, what I'm going to be doing is, it's 60 degrees outside. Finally, we got some decent weather. I'm going to get the car all bundled up, get it pushed outside the shop, so I can get work on the hood here. So my main two things on this one here is going to be the hood and the two side fenders, primarily the hood. I need to get the hood done so I can get it on the car so that we can secure the engine bay portion. That way the car will be completely secured down so it can sit outside for however long it needs to be while I finish up the items like the fenders and the side skirts and the front and rear bumpers. So I'm going to go ahead and get the car pushed out now, and we will get working on this hood here and hopefully have this painted the next day or so. So I'm working on a bit of sanding in here, a little off camera. pretty much because I don't want to keep recording the same repetitive stuff over and over again and boring everybody. But basically I've got the fender set up on the stand. I pretty much use the same stand I had for the doors, which worked out perfectly. I'm just using a couple screws into the wood here to hold the fenders on, so they're just hanging here. I'll probably need to build something to push these out just a little bit for when I paint them, just to keep things from touching the wood frame and stuff like that, but no big deal on those. As for the hood, same concept we're going to do with the hood, same way we did the rear hatch. I'm right now just doing the complete sanding on it. I'll get the top all set up here and primer down to fill in all the blemishes from the sanding and stuff like that, so get it smoothed back out. Flip it over. The underside's already sanded and spot primed where it needed to be. And then we will go ahead and spray the color on the underside, let it set up. And then once it's fully cured, flip the hood back over, and we'll paint the top side of the hood and both fenders, wait a few hours for it to set up a bit, and then we'll go ahead and clear cut both of them. So I get a little bit of finish sanding to do on this, and then I'll start hit it with the primer real fast. Same with the fenders here. The fenders for the most part should be complete. I just got to do a little light sanding on that with the 600 grit 3M scrub pads, and then hit it up with the primer after we wipe everything down. So I'm gonna get finished up on this, and then we'll go from priming, and it'll be probably about an hour before I can actually hit the color coat, an hour or so depending on how long it takes to set up, because it's gotten a little cooler today. We've got some snow coming down probably the next day or so, so I'm trying to knock this stuff out while it's still up in temp and doesn't hit to freezing. But yeah, I'll get the primer knocked out on this, and then once it's set up fully, we'll go ahead and flip this over and we'll do the color coat. So hopefully to get the color coat on the underside of the hood today, so that way it can sit overnight, completely cure up, and tomorrow we can worry about getting the fenders and the top side of the hood all color coded and clear coated.